Recording.
Yeah, let's go now. Good morning, class.
Good morning.
Today we are going to read a book, and the name of our story is Mary Ann. A New Pet for Mary Ann. Now, before we move further, we are going to arrange 4 pieces of puzzles. Because you are not here with me, I'm going to arrange it, then you follow as I demonstrate. This is a dog. I don't know if you can see it from there.
Yes.
Now we want to arrange this. Let's see how it works. This way? No. Okay. I think this way. Let me face it here. Okay. I'm getting it now. No. Yes. This way. Oh, it's not like the real puzzle, but I'll try. And this is not easy. So from here, we can see that this is a dog. Now, I arranged it already. Let's move on to another activities of the day. In just 1 minute, we are going to do a rhyming matching game. Here, I'm going to bring out pictures of rhyming words. For example, I'm going to be bringing out, for example, the 2 rhyme pairs. We are going to bring out 2 rhyme pairs. For example, cheers and bear, rat and mat. There are two rhyme words, but here I'm going to be showing just 3 pictures. Then we are going to remove the one that is something just happened right now. So out of these 3, we are going to remove one that is not rhymed out of these 3 pictures. We have pan, we have fun, then we have bat.
Bat.
Which one are we going to remove?
Bat.
Bat, thank you. Also, we have rat, we have ham, we have ram. Which one are we going to remove? Ram, rat, and ham.
They rhyme, yes. Ram and ham, they rhyme. And we will remove rat.
Thank you. You are very correct. Not to take much of our time, we have N, pan, and pen. Which one are we going to remove?
Pen.
That is not rhyme.
The pen.
The pan.
N and pen rhyme.
Now, I'm going to move to another activities. Here, you're going to mention any word, then you clap out the syllables in it. For example, some of the example I have here is winter. Winter. That is, there are 2 syllables in it. Another example I have here is calendar. Calendar. Please give me one word and clap out the syllables.
One word from the story.
It can be anything. It might not be from the story because we haven't go through the story yet.
Tomorrow. Am I right?
Tomorrow, yes, that is 3-letter word. You are very correct. Now, another thing that I'm going to do now is launch the book. Now I'm going to show, I don't know, everything is on my laptop. So the cover page of the story, A New Pet for Mary Ann. In this story, we are going to look at the pictures and tell a friend what you think this story will be about. What do you think the main character in this story? How old do they look?
The main character, Marianne.
You are discussing with your friend near you there.
Okay. We are the main character of the story.
Who do you think is the main character of the story? How old do they look?
The main character,
Finish
Marianne.
discussing with your peers, your friend beside you. Now I'm moving to new word. All these new words, I just have 8 words here. I took them out from the story. Now these 8 words are impatiently, cheerfully, cheerfully, quickly, quickly, eagerly, eagerly, loudly, loudly, carefully, softly, softly, and excitedly. Now, before we move further, I'm going to give the meaning of these words. I may not be able to give everything because of time. Now, the meaning of impatiently, I think, to me, is showing eagerness manner or showing irritation or annoyance. Now, the second word, cheerfully, feelings of happiness. Quickly, fast speed. Eagerly, strong desire to do or have something. Let's stop from there. There are some other words. But out of these words, you are going to form sentence from all these words that I just mentioned. Can you try and give me a word, a sentence? Form sentence from impatiently.
The children waited impatiently for their teacher.
Thank you very much. I have another one here. The taxi driver beeped impatiently at the cyclist. So that's a good a good sentence of impatiently. Now another one is cheerfully. Bird sang cheerfully on the tree. Bird sang cheerfully on the tree. Felix chattered cheerfully as he heard. Another example is quickly. Can you give me an example of a sentence with quickly?
He quickly ran towards the car.
Thank you very much. That's a good example. My dad quickly recovered and smiled. That is another example of sentence with quickly. I'm going to move forward to reading the story. I think I got my big book as a digital one. So I'm going to read my story now to save the time. As I've said earlier, the name of the story is A New Pet for Mary Ann. The moon was bright. It was just after midnight on Friday night, and Mary Ann lay awake in her bed. She was thinking about a little puppy she was going to buy when she and Nomsa went to the animal shelter in the morning. Mary Ann was the only girl in the class who did not have a pet because she had always lived in a flat. When her family moved into a house, Mary Ann started saving her pocket money to buy a puppy. She now had 25 rand to pay for the puppy. At last, it was morning and Mary Ann jumped out of bed. She washed and dressed and then waited impatiently for her friend, Nomsa, who was coming to visit. Nomsa had promised that she would go to the animal shelter with Mary Ann to help choose a pet. Eventually, Nomsa's bus arrived. She jumped off, ran quickly through Mary Ann's gate, and greeted Mary Ann's family cheerfully. The two girls began to walk eagerly to the animal shelters. They were both excited and chatted and laughed loudly as they walked. They crossed the road carefully at the robot and went into the shelter. Mary Ann was exhausted and she sat on top of a pile of dog food to rest. She saw 6 little puppies fast asleep in her basket. The girl leaned forward and stroked his puppies softly, wondering which one to choose. So, young lady, do you want to buy a puppy? Asked the manager. Yes, I saved the money I got from my birthday and for helping my mom with the dishes, she said. Her eyes were gleaming. This will be my first pet, she said excitedly to the manager. I've never had a pet before. Let me help you about this puppy, said the manager. The pup with red, green, and yellow colors are already sold. So now you only have a choice of 2 puppies. You have to choose between the pup with the pink collar and the one with the blue collar. Oh, said Mary Ann, and what about the pup with the purple collar? Is it also sold? Oh, that puppy, replied the manager. You won't want to buy him, she said. He was born with damaged hips, and so he won't be able to run or play with a ball. Mary Ann's eyes searched the animal's cage. She looked around at the fluffy white dogs, the small brown dogs, the big friendly yellow dog, and at the cat, at the kitten. Before I finish the story, I need to ask the following questions. Which pet do you think Mary Ann will buy? What would you do if you were Mary Ann at this point? Will you buy the puppy with the broken hips?
Yes. And look out.
Okay. think the network is bad. I can't hear you.
Yes,
clearly.
your voice is cutting. Yes, I said yes. I will buy the puppy with the broken hips and look after it because no one else is going to buy that puppy.
Okay, that's fine. Now let's continue the story. Miriam struck the little pups in the purple color. He prickled up his ears, waved his tails and stared at Mary-Ann with his appealing brown eyes. Mary-Ann looked around at other animals in the shop. She looked at the 6 pups lying in the basket. Then she bent down and carefully picked up the puppy with the purple collar and held him tightly against her chest. She could feel his heart beating. He sniffed her, snugged into her neck and waved his tail. She stroked him gently and then turned to the manager. It doesn't matter if he could play ball or run, she said. She put up the leg of the jeans to show the manager the orthopedic calipers on her leg. I was also born with a disabled leg, she said. I also struggle to run and can't play ball, but I have my family and many friends who love me, and that means so much. I think he is adorable, she said. She turned to Nomsal and asked, "What do you think, Nomsa?" Nomsa nodded her head with approval and loving stroke with little puppy with a purple collar. "Please, ma'am, can I pay for him?" Mary-Ann asked. "I want to buy this puppy with the purple collar. This is the puppy I want. You will have a caring home, little puppy," she whispered as she handed over the money to the manager. As Nomsal and Mary-Ann left the shop, the puppy began to wag his tail furiously. The 2 girls walked slowly down the road, carrying the little puppy with the purple collar. You would hear them chatting happily as they took the new arrival into the house. Now that we have finished the reading of the story, why Mary-Ann the only person in the class who did not have a pet? Can you tell us? Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear your voice.
So the question is, why was Mary-Ann the only person in the class who did not have a pet?
I missed that part.
Okay, there's no problem about that. I think the answer is because she had always lived in a
Oh, in a
flat.
flat. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
How do we know that Mary-Ann and Nomsa were good friends? How do we know they were good friends? I think the way she promised Mary-Ann that she's going to come, and she came at the end of the day, I think that's a sign of a good friend. And the way
she kept her promise.
Seek approval from Nomsa before she paid for the puppy, I think that's a sign of a good friend as well. And the story tells us that Mary-Ann was tired when they arrived at the shelters. Why do you think she was tired?
Because she also had a leg.
Yes, she had a broken leg with.
She was also born with a disabled leg.
Yeah, exactly my point. And that is that about our story for today. And we are going to continue from the same story tomorrow again. So bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.